Welcome back, me shipmates. It's UK Video Game Pirate back with episode 11 of me recent pickups, and also including the legendary Blackpool talk. So let's start off with a Blackpool talk, shall we? Well, it took me 7 hours to get there. It was probably one of the hardest trips I've ever made in my life, certainly getting back. Because it all got good until we got to the underground train at Euston. Well, sorry, Victoria to Euston. Somebody passed out on the train, and I'm not surprised because it was as hot as a sauna in there, like wearing clothes in a sauna. It was bloody horrible. He was sweating out like a rapist. But everything was going okay. Then we got to Preston, and then there was like an hour train delay there. So I eventually got there after about 7.5 hours of travelling. The event itself, like on the Friday night, oh, Bob, we got pretty drunk, didn't we? Hey? And I remember doing the challenge on the Friday night, and I was successful with that. I was actually pleased. You'll see it in my pickups what I actually got. And then apart from that, I remember it ended up in the wrong hotel on the first night, wandering around there, going, oh, I ended up here. And then I woke up on the Saturday morning, and I was literally the first one down there. And this Geordie bloke who was running the hotel, he was like, I saw him sneaking open a couple of quick cans of beer in the morning. I said, go on, mate, I'll fucking join you there. Go on, I ain't going to be shy. So then we got to the event. To tell you the truth, the event itself, I didn't really play on the games or anything. I wasn't really interested in that. So the event itself, I'm not sure if it's really that necessary for me. I think what would be better if we actually just had a big meet up somewhere, a place where we can all talk, somewhere a bit better than Norbreck, and have a big piss up there. But I don't know about you. But then the Saturday, I remember getting drunk obviously really early, and then as soon as we got back to the hotel, like literally there was nowhere to sit or anything in this hotel. There was literally hardly anywhere to walk in between the wall and your bed. And I laid down, and that was it. I should have known any better because I'm the same when I'm at home. As soon as I lay down, that's it. I'm straight out to sleep. So I missed the Saturday night, unfortunately, because of that. And then on the Sunday, like I don't know where everyone was. The only one I seemed to see was Holster and a few other people. But everyone seemed to have gone home on the Sunday. But I ended up getting smashed again on the Sunday, and met up with a couple of Millwall lads in the evening, so that was pretty interesting, yeah. So the event is but the horrible thing was the way back. It only took me 4 hours to get home instead of 7, but I didn't know. I thought I was just hungover at first until I got to about London. Then I realised, hang on a minute there, this is an illness, this ain't no hangover. Because I realised on the Saturday, I reckon I must have caught this like as soon as I got there, or maybe on the way up to Blackpool from London, because I actually started feeling really hot on the Saturday because I noticed I had a temperature when I knew I was ill on the Monday. So I think it was something I caught in London and brought up with me. That's the most likely thing. But sorry the video's been late. Anyway, I had COVID for a week, and then after that, it wasn't the worst illness I've had by a long way, but the after effects of it and things like that, I had to do the hoovering up while sitting down. I was like moving the footstool around and sitting down while trying to do the hoovering. I had no energy. And then I had family come and stay for 2 weeks. So they've actually bought a place over here now, which is going to really help me out with assistance that I badly need, that I haven't had for years with regards to my old man's situation. And but honestly, on the way back, honestly, I wish the ground would swallow up and eat me. I really felt like that. It's just, imagine travelling 300 miles on public transport, like with COVID, basically. I didn't know, obviously, imagine the amount of people I must have given it to. I didn't know I was ill at the time. I swear there was some woman sitting next to me on the train going, oh, I'm really looking forward to my holiday in America. I'm just off to the airport. Anyway, yeah, but anyway, I'll probably go again next year, but I feel that it's a better venue or somewhere we could all meet up or something like that, better than the Norbreck, or even a better location. Because as I was watching the news the other day, Blackpool was actually confirmed as the poorest town in the country. And it bloody looked like it too, compared to where I live, trust me. But anyway, that's enough with the Blackpool talk. Let's get on to the pickups. Not too much here. I think I've got 6 Master System games to show you, 3 or 4 Saturn. The original Xbox I got in the challenge, and a current generation Xbox Series X game, and 1, 2, 3, 5 wrestling figures. There's some good ones here, but let's start with the Master System games first. I'm going to leave the wrestling figures to last because I know not everyone's interested in wrestling, even if it is Golden Era and Attitude Era. Ain't that crap that's around nowadays? But firstly, the Master System Captain Silver. And I'm finding this at the moment with these 8-bit generation games, that they're so hard to get in good condition with the manual, or just not the camera, sorry, so hard to get in good condition with the manual and everything. If someone's always writing, and usually I don't mind writing in the manual, as long as it's the codes and cheats to actually do with the game, I don't mind that, because it's sort of supposed to be there. It says notes in the back, so you up, people write notes. So the next one is Secret Command. There's that. Next one, we got forward. This is sort of a mix, like action RPG, turn-based, but the levels regenerate themselves each time you play it, so there's no consistency in this game at all. But that is your Dragon Crystal. Yeah. Next one. This is a game back in the day that I'm sure it all blew us away with the aesthetics of the graphics of the game that come out on the Mega Drive. But when we actually played it, the gameplay wasn't very good at all on that Tasmania on the Mega Drive, was it? But the Master System game, this is great graphics for a Master System game, but also it has much better gameplay than the Mega Drive version, and that is Tasmania. Here we go with that. Okay, the next one is Cloudmaster. Is that one? Next one, and this is the final Master System game. I must apologise. Look, sorry if it's dark for you, but everyone's knowing that the lighting problem. I've actually got a ring white light on at the moment. That just shows you how dark my room is. And then the last Master System game I've got here to show you is Old Teddy Boy. One of the original first games, I believe, that came out on the system. Not everyone's cup of tea, very basic, but there's Teddy Boy. And that's all the Master System games here to show you. Right, let's get on to the Saturn. And the first one, I think I've got multiple copies of this now. Well, I've got it on the Super Nintendo, I know that. And that is NBA Jam Tournament Edition on the Sega Saturn. Hope you can see it in there. Yeah. Okay, and the next one, these are games, obviously it's rehash of games that came out on the 8-bit generation. I had one of these games, I do own one of these games on the Nintendo, and the other one I owned on the Amiga back in the day, and that is Bubble Bubble and Rainbow Islands. There we go. There's that one. And then this is probably the biggest hitter game-wise of this pickup video, and that is the Great Guardian Heroes. Didn't get this for a bad price actually. I think I only paid like, well, 65, 70 quid, which ain't bad for this, I'll tell you, to suppose, complete and decent condition. So that's Guardian Heroes, so that's the Saturn games. Now on to the more modern stuff. Well, the first game, the one I got in the challenge at the Norbreck Hotel on the Friday, and that is Futurama on the original Xbox. I was actually quite pleased about that because I wasn't expecting to, if I did do it, to get something that I needed, because I saw some of the stuff he was giving away at first and it all looked loose cart and that, and I was like, oh, I don't collect loose carts, so if I did it, so I was pretty lucky. It was ideal I got that, because that had probably been the only one of the things that was suited me probably, so that was lucky. And then the last game I've got here to show you, I was actually pretty annoyed about this because by the time I got round to playing it, it's like everyone had stopped playing it online. So I was like, oh great, I've got to play this on my own now, have I? So that is Turtles, the Cowabunga collection. And I need someone to do this on the Mega Drive Hyperstone Heist 2-player, because that got a bit hard at the end, to tell the truth, and I got a bit frustrated and dying. But now that's all the game pickups, and then finally we're on to the wrestling figures. Now this is special, an Ultimate Edition. If anyone remembers WrestleMania 7, the Macho King versus the Ultimate Warrior in the career-ending match, well this is the replica figure. As you can see there on the jacket, Macho Man and the Ultimate Warrior. Exactly. If you can see his knee pads there, Macho King on one, Ultimate Warrior, and on his trunks there. Absolutely brilliant, these figures they do these days. I actually thought when I looked at these figures on the other day, I said, I wish I had a magic lamp so I could just rub it. 10 years old, just for one day, so I could play with them bloody wrestling figures. You know what I mean? Anyway, next one on here, and next one is Big Fat Man, Bam Bam Bigelow, from the Golden Generation. If you want to see that, there he is. And next one, this, I've already got this wrestler, but because he's my favourite wrestler from the Attitude Era, I want to try and collect as many versions of him as possible. And that's in his nice stylish shirt he used to wear in the Attitude Era, The Rock, in his promo outfit of the day. Show you that. Right, next one. What haven't I shown you? Next one, this is a figure in the Hasbros. I pretty much had all the Hasbros back in the day, and this one always eluded me. And I'm so happy to have got it in elite form now. And that is WrestleMania 6 Dusty Rhodes. If everyone remembers the Hasbro days, or collected them back in the day, you remember how hard this figure was to get. Not this exact one, but the Hasbro of Dusty Rhodes. And I never saw it ever in person. It wasn't until, obviously, YouTube years later that I'd actually finally get to see every wrestling figure that actually came out. And then the last wrestling figure here, I think this is the last one. Just make sure, yeah. Okay, and the last one from WrestleMania 6, Dusty Rhodes' opponent, and it is the Macho King Randy Savage. And that's it in all its glory. And now, well, I think that must be it. Thanks you for bearing with me, because it's been a long time since my last video. I can't get the greatest lighting in this room, even though I am using one of them white circle lights. Doesn't seem to be helping that much. But anyway, I hope you join me again next time, you shipmates, and goodbye.